All right, away we go. All right. Well, hopefully the internet stays working. we literally right as we started the stream, everything crashed. Oh, wait 1 second. Let me boot chat out really quick. And where are you? There we go. Okay, there we are. Okay, everything should be working now. All right, hello everybody. Hopefully everybody is doing well this Memorial Day. If you're not out enjoying fireworks and all that. All right, there we go. Cool. All right. Well, I think today we're just gonna keep on keeping on. Gonna keep on writing and working on the slasher film we've been working on. So just now I gotta go through and remind myself what we were doing. I think we were still in the intro phases, trying to get everything set up for the big set piece of the first act, which is the punk show and the D&D show. So go ahead and shift cam over. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Let's see if we can do a little adjustment there. All right, cool. All right. Well, if you're here, thanks for hanging out, and if you're writing and working on stuff, feel free to chime in. If you got any issues you're working through, feel free to drop them in the chat and we can talk about them. But other than that, just hang out and write. All right. Let's drop the music a little bit quieter there. All right. That's right. Where were we? Hello, Brian. I'm glad you are here, and also glad you are working on stuff. That's I always feel much safer when Brian is managing everything in the background for me, because if you've been watching these streams, you know that I'm not the most technically literate person when it comes to these things. So he's always there to save me. All right. All right. Doll. Okay, cool. So let's see, where were we? Where were we? Where are we? Where will we be? And so, yeah, I gotta go back through and remind myself I'm the least organized person. It's just a series of nonsense that I write and hope to make sense of, and then I get lost. Okay. What if? Right. Okay. Yeah. So we're at the apartment. Or no, sorry, we're at the beginning of D&D night. The beginning, before Kyle heads out to the show. I think we did a good job, at least laying down the subtext here. I don't want to be too obvious with things, so you know, you don't want people just being like, why don't you want to hang out with your friends? It's a rule of dialogue that I was never particularly good at, is try not to have people say exactly literally what they mean, you know, because sometimes people don't exactly say what they mean. There's these sort of the iceberg theory of dialogue, that you want to imply certain things in their actions that people don't necessarily act very literally and openly, that they tend to say things. I don't know if that's 100% true all the time, but at least it does make for better writing. You can kind of, it makes for more dramatic situations too, but can also lead to lazy writing, like, you know, a series of misunderstandings, like what always happens in a rom-com. All right, let's see here. So let's go back to the beginning here, and I think we're kind of monitoring pages. We went back and looked at some of the Scream, and so the Scream was a lot beefier. It definitely takes its time in some cases, so That's good to know. Because I always worry it's too slow. Things are too slow. All right, let's see. Let's go back. There we go. Oh, that's right. And we added this little scene. This wasn't in our outline, but we added this little scene at the grocery store because we went from the sort of series sequence of the uncanny with Kyle and Cameron where you start hearing the weird stuff. And I do think this is going to change. I'm not particularly happy with the way that this goes down. I do kind of like something like rats like scraping or sounding like something creepy is going on in the walls. It's very, it tickles my Lovecraft obsession because there's literally a Lovecraft story called Rats in the Walls. But I'm just not happy with this. I think this needs to be. We can make it creepier. It's a little bit too just cookie cutter, and it doesn't. I don't really think it's setting anything up that's in the way that this is being done that it's going to pay off well. So we'll come back to this, try and change it up a little bit. But I don't mind this little bit we added with Bailey and her and the homeless man, and then seeing the kind of hooded figure, because that's sort of giving us a nice premonition of Desi down the line. And we've one of the things I have wanted to do with this second draft is try to make that a little bit more apparent and not just like structurally kind of there, and less just relying purely on visuals, because she kind of does come out of nowhere in the first draft of the script. I don't think it's adequately set up. So this gives us a little bit more it's meatier, I think, a little bit. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and go down to. There we go. All right. The glint of a record needle as it drops onto the thick black vinyl record. Classic 60s fantasy rock fills the room with crackling imperfection. Think Led Zeppelin or Uriah Heep. Cameron sets up his Dungeon Master throne at one end of the table. Bailey enters, still a bit shaken, bags in hand. Cameron sings along as he glances at Bailey. Hey, you okay? So in the first draft, I have them be a little bit more combative. Here, I'm kind of taking a little bit of a different approach, where it's actually like, even though Cameron's kind of a stuck-up nerd, a little bit pretentious and probably sensitive, thin skin. I do want him to be a little bit more like he's a little bit more clued in than other people are to when people are like empathetic, when people are upset, or he can kind of tell that something might be off with Bailey. All right, Bailey nods. Kyle here in the kitchen where he belongs. Warmed by that, Bailey heads to the kitchen. And then we go into the kitchen. Kyle finishes making a hamburger helper level dinner as Bailey enters. Bailey sneaks up behind him and wraps her arms around him. Hey, pretty man. She moves her hand down towards his butt and crotch, holding the hot skillet. Holding the hot skillet, Kyle twists and turns, trying to worm his way from the harassment. Hey, I'm gonna burn one of us. Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's when she does the. I almost imagine this being like a sling blade a little bit. Mm-hmm. He's just a boy. I can't do it. Some people can. I have a buddy of mine who can do a perfect sling blade impression. But that's for them. God, you look real pretty. You're real pretty the way you cook like that. Yeah, I like the way you cook. Yeah, I like the way you cook real good, like got them perky cheeks. Make an old gal like me real hungry. Just put like there twice for some reason. All right. Okay. He sets the skillet down. And turns the kiss. Then we go back. Tamara and Megan enter. I have summoned a virgin to cast into the fire. What the fuck, weirdo? Walks up. If you want to play, I have 2 rules. Oh man, I can tell this off to a great start. You don't get to be a princess, and you use your own dice. Boom. Megan, confused, walks over and sits. Yeah, I don't need the walks over. That's all. You always have to write a line between being overly descriptive of the blocking and implying. Like, it's implied that Fuse sits next to Tamara. So that's just, once you get on set, you're going to block that. Some of the blocking, particularly when it's 100% necessary that you want it blocked in a particular way, I'll write that in. Just if with the intention that I'm directing this, I'm going to put this in the script. Now, if you're writing a script to pitch and sell, you would never do that, unless it's like necessary to like people will be confused by leaving it out. Megan confused sits next to Tamara. Tamara is already unpacking her books and dice. Why the no princess thing? He seems to think that's all girl fantasies are. It could be the line, could be better. He seems to think that's all his women folk want to be. Oh, so he's excited for the concert tonight. Fuck yeah, I can't believe you're missing out. I know. I've been to so many shows with Polly over the years. What you, Cameron, do? I don't know. It's nice. Yeah, I guess. Being nerds, you mean. Remember when you guys first sat me down? How the funny thing I thought was the least attractive how funny the thing I thought. How funny. The thing I thought was the least attractive attribute turned out to be the most. Role-playing? Come on now. What about my staggering good looks and my finger talent Oh, baby. It's just fun shit to do when you're bored. Other than that, it's lame. It's as lame as it sounds. I guess I just like doing it when it's with you. I'll pause for my process as well. Well, that's good. Off Bailey's look. Cameron leans over to me and trying to explain things while Cameron takes a hit from his pipe and headbangs to the music. Okay, yeah. So now we're at the actual, we don't want to get too technical. You know, it would be interesting if people came. It's the one thing about, even today with how popular D&D is, it's still niche. You can't just write in technical jargon from D&D and expect people to understand what the fuck you're talking about. But, it's like the line. You can add one or two little things that'll make the D&D nerds laugh, but you can't, at that point you just watch The Gamers or something like that, which is just made by D&D players for D&D players. And it's all D&D humor. All right. Cameron, say something. That's right. The big thing we want to have come out of this at the end is something pretty passive aggressive from Cameron about and I do want to keep that. To keep your character on standby, or do you want to toss it? Yeah. Getting too blocky with text. This is where usually I'll try to come back and edit these and simplify some of these blocks. You can get prosy, but you don't want to get too crazy. And I definitely, as many of my writer friends have told me, I write a lot of text. It's a lot of text. All right. Cool. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and bring up the timer, I think, here, but feel free to chat. If I catch you in the chat, I'll go ahead and respond. It's not, we don't need to go into full silent mode here. All right. But for now, we'll just write along, and if you'd like, write along as well, or chat, whatever. No rules on Memorial Day. We're just winging it as we go. It's mostly just keep track of writing time. Yeah, no command. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we don't need to. Ugh. People can chat and I'll respond because it's going to be pretty easy going, I think. I just now thought of this too, that I remember when the first gamers came out, they actually couldn't use D&D. They had to use a different name, and that might be something we have to keep in mind for this. Yeah, it's always, I actually don't know what, that shit might actually be trademarked to the point where you can't actually have permission to use the name. I don't know. That's something to think of later if we need to. Those are easy fixes. Bit while we're writing. Sometimes this, much I like it, sometimes this music sounds like JRPG music a little bit. Oh, hey, Yesai, what's up? How goes the writing and life and all that sort of stuff? What state am I from? I live in LA, so I'm in California. But I originally hail from Arizona, with a very pleasant detour in Colorado for a number of years. What about you? Where are you located in this wide, if you're even located in the United States? Where in the world are you from? You abandoned your writing for music production instead? Oh man. Like permanently or just... Oh, Indiana. Very cool. Okay. Yeah. Have I been to Indiana? I don't think so. I actually don't think... Or I have. I don't think I stopped. I think I just drove through Indiana. Maybe. Oh, temporarily. Well, I mean, music production sounds rad as hell. What kind of music? Okay, yeah. No, I've only driven through. Yeah, I actually, not too long ago, actually drove through Indianapolis. I had to go through, Indiana. I was driving my buddy in New York. He's moving to upstate New York. We drove through there. Nice. Hip-hop. Very cool. Very cool. Well, that's a... Your story is kind of turning into a comic style. Oh, very... I mean... It's hard for me to conceive of. If I had my way, if I could draw at all, had any drawing talent, I would probably do comics rather than prose. I'd still do movies. I'd still make movies, but I would probably be doing more comics than I would like actual prose. Do you draw at all, or are you just thinking about maybe? Because if you're turning things into comics, it's fun. Once you learn the. Oh, you want to do what the Gorillas did? Oh, okay, gotcha. Where you, like, your animated characters, and you kind of have like a, like just their style in terms of performance. Did they make a comic? Did the Gorillas do comics? I know that they're animated. Like, they have animated personas. Oh, very cool. Creating stories into a comic with music. That would be dope. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, the character. Yeah, that makes sense. The style of the Gorillas does make sense that they would come from a comic artist. It's in that style. I kind of love the idea of like turning a broad epic narrative and then doing hip hop, and then on top of that, like a comic, like stories comic with music. What if you told like an old epic? You know, it's very like, it feels very like even like old back into the Greeks where it was like sung poems, like the Iliad and the Odyssey, like orated. You can just do that, but with like music and image and sound. Like bring back the oldest form of storytelling, but in like this really cool modern way with like 3 different mediums. That'd be pretty sick. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool shit. So much inspiration from everyday life, and the problem is how to do it and do it well. Yeah, I think the problem, the real problem is how to do it. Like when you, I mean, it's obvious a problem to do it well, but I don't. Can you ever really think you do anything that well? I think the best thing you can do is just keep doing it and try and learn the craft as best you can, and then rely on that. I don't know. So many people I know are like, yeah, that works, and that I can see when something works and I can see when something doesn't work, but usually they don't say they do it well. Very rarely. Success can maybe mitigate that a little bit, but I don't know. I think just focusing on how to do it. Once you figure out how to do it, then you can see what works. And then I feel like sometimes focusing on trying to do it well is like, it's so subjective. You just start chasing your own tail. You could do something brilliantly that people admire brilliant, and you're gonna be like, yeah, no, it's still terrible. Still, I don't know. Still, it's like functional parts of it work, but I don't know. It's like Robert Eggers. I mean, he talks about The Witch. Like, he can't even watch The Witch because he sees it as being, like, naive and not well. The storytelling and the direction he sees as being like super simple and not well. He doesn't think it's well done, and that's like, it's one of the best horror movies we've had in ages. So I like horror and trap metal, so I'm gonna try to mix those mediums into an art style. That sounds sick. Trap metal and then horror. There's been a few like electronic horror bands. I think they kind of pull a lot from like the John Carpenter stuff, where it's very Tangerine Dreamy. So it's got that synth, like 80s synth horror music, but trap metal sounds like that would mix with horror really well. And it's fun. It's fun to watch people. I was listening to, I think, wasn't it Atmosphere that just did like a kind of like concept album that had to do a lot with horror movies? I feel like Atmosphere did something recently that was like that. I can't remember, but I'd have to go check. But It's always fun. It's always fun doing like a concept album of some kind with a focus on horror or something like that. My inspirations are Ice Nine Kills, 36 Mafia. Okay, I know them. Lil Darky, Scarluxerd, and Zillakami, and the Gorillas. Okay. I actually don't know Zillakami, but I like that name. I think that's a cool name. Hold on, I'm gonna look them up. I want to look them up real quick. It's a dope ass name. Okay. Nice. Member of the hip hop group City Morgue. And former songwriter. Cool. Oh, trap metal. Okay, cool. Yeah. So it's obviously in your wheelhouse. New metal hardcore. Nice. Oh, here, let me add that to my. Cool. I'll give some of that a listen. Just for the name. The name sounds dope. And trap metal sounds fun. Dark Elements for sure. Yeah, exactly. Dope. Oh, you forgot about the timer. No worries. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Sometimes it's just Moobot's just like, no, you will not stop me. You will not stop me. I require silence for 25 minutes. That should be it. That should be like a Perfect Blue horror movie, but where like a bot on like Twitch manifests and just starts stalking you through like digital screens and eventually murders you. Moobot's like, I fucking told you. No talking for 25 minutes. And you didn't listen. You didn't listen. Zillakami got his name from Godzilla. Okay, that would explain why I was so attracted to that, because I am a diehard Godzilla fan. I grew up in the world of Daikaiju. Oh, Star-Lord. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Just with the X there. Scar-Lord just sounds very Catholic. But a horror movie, too. But let's be honest, Catholicism's pretty horror show. Well, Darky does cool animations, and Ice Nine Kills is a metalcore band that does songs about horror movies. Yeah, cool. Very cool. Ice Nine Kills. Nice. I'll give them a listen. Let's see what we got here. Ice Nine Kills. All right. Oh, they be from Boston. All right. Oh yeah, they definitely look like horror junkies. Yup. Horror punk. I didn't even realize horror punk was a genre. Is that like The Damned? I mean, The Damned kind of always have like an old goth horror vibe to it. Shows you how out of it I am. I know like punk music from the 60s or the 70s. Buddy, you're fine. I like how there's a punk band called Rosemary's Babies. Should listen to some of these. All right. Classic guys I like are Screamin' Jay Hawkins, who does that song, I Put a Spell on You. Yeah. There was a really good, I don't know if you've ever seen David Lynch's Lost Highway, but there's a very, very good, I believe it's Lou Reed. Or no, it's Marilyn Manson. I think it's, yeah, Marilyn Manson covers I Put a Spell on You. Yeah, that's a great one. Screamin' Jay Hawkins, I Put a Spell on You is great. And generally most music is metal, hip-hop surrounding horror. Nice. Hello, Julie the Ghoul. Ah, hello. Nice to meet you as well. I love your name. I'm a big fan of ghouls. I even wrote a short story about ghouls. I just enjoy sentient undead. Nice to meet you. What are you writing? I am writing a slasher horror film. We're on the second draft of it right now. Yeah. And it's pretty much a bunch of college kids, living in a small town in Colorado, getting eventually murdered by a sort of old Russian priest-looking guy. And then it all comes around in the latter half of the film to turn into a sort of Lovecraftian horror. So it starts slasher, turns Lovecraft horror. It's essentially what it turns into. Horror buff really want to be hip hop's version of Rob Zombie. Okay. Only tell my own stories and create my own killers. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. That's, yep. Hip hop's version of Rob Zombie. Yeah. I mean, he had a pretty good run. I'm not the biggest fan of Rob Zombie as a director. At least the horror. I like his music, but the horror movies that he does, I'm not. I see why people like them, but I guess House of a Thousand. There's something to be said for House of a Thousand Corpses, but I'm also not a big fan of serial killers, but which kind of is where those go in line. I just feel like a lot of it is pretty similar to what Tobe Hooper already did really well with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is kind of doing like horror movies about class and stuff like that. But yeah, I like ghouls and all related to horror, even if it scares the shit out of me. Yep. Well, we're right. I'm right there with you. I do love and all related to horror. Yep. That's yeah. Interestingly enough, that's my birthday is Halloween. So I like the new run of Halloween. It makes his run the new run of Halloween. Yeah, I've actually haven't seen it. I haven't seen the new Halloween movies. Halloween's one of my favorite horror films. I think it's John Carpenter's best movie. But I need to watch them. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. It's been on my list, particularly as I'm writing a slasher film to watch the new Halloween movie. And David Gordon Green has had such a weird career as a filmmaker. Like, I started watching David Gordon Green movies when he did like George Washington and Undertow, which were like these sort of like art films about like kids in like low class, like kind of the boonies, like you know when you go down to like Florida and there's just people living in like shacks, and just like really 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 poor people, yeah, pretty much. But he did that and then just disappeared for a while and then showed back up directing like a bunch of stuff with Danny McBride and like Eastbound and Down, and then suddenly just got wrapped up and is now doing the Halloween movies. It's interesting. The dude's had a weird career, weird turn. Let's see. Yeah, I like makes his run look like shit. Yeah, I was not wild about Rob Zombie's Halloween movies to begin with, so. Wait, kids from Colorado having bizarre experiences? Wow, South Park got spooky. Yeah. Yep. It's you're not totally off pace there. I actually the biggest thing I ever wrote that when I was still trying to write for television, I got into Warner Brothers to be a staff writer. And I did it with a South Park spec, interestingly enough. I wrote a spec script for an episode of South Park. And that's how I got in. And then I walked away from that and was either the best or worst decision of my career, which it has yet to be seen whether or not that was a smart or dumb move. Has anyone seen X yet? I have. Oh, I like classic monsters as well, as you can tell. As you can tell about my Frankenstein monster cyborg character. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems like you were really influenced by the sort of universal classic. The classic Universal monsters. But not bad. Not bad. I could have done without the religious tones though. Oh, there's religious tones in it. That's interesting. I have not seen X. Not yet, at least. That is. Wait, that's Ty West, right? I'm pretty sure that's Ty West's new horror film. I'm pretty sure. Did he do X? Yes, that is Ty West. Okay. Well, so Ty West has been pretty hit or miss, but for me, I like The Innkeepers, but if you haven't seen it, I would highly, highly suggest checking out House of the Devil, if you haven't seen it. That movie's incredible. It's his first film. He made it in 2009, and it is an absolute banger. It is a fantastic film. It's definitely an ode to 1970s horror, babysitter, all gone wrong with heavy hints of Rosemary's Baby. But I just think it's done really, really well. And then he did, I think Innkeepers was an interesting ghost, his second movie, the movie he made after that. And then I think the one I watched after that was Sacrament, and it was all right, but not too great. But Ty West is, he's an interesting guy. But I definitely, if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend House of the Devil. So yeah, here's what we got here. So, and I think we talked about this kind of when I was breaking this down, is thematically there's a lot in this script that I'm trying to do that's similar to Perfect Blue. When you start trying to have like films about identity, particularly with internet identities, you have to be really careful. And so that's the big thing to keep in mind that I'm trying to keep in mind while I'm going through this. Particularly the second draft is fundamentally this movie thematically is really about the internet. I'm really making a movie about the internet. But I'm trying to do it by not making a movie about the internet. So the internet will be there, but we don't want to make it just Perfect Blue, a lesser version of Perfect Blue. It's got to do its own thing. You know, when I was 16, I had a horror-related story. It was kind of cringy. Glad that I took it off Wattpad. Oh, really? Oh, that you wrote? It was kind of cringy? Well, I mean, if you were 16... I mean... My word, I was running around making, like, little short horror movies with my buddies in my backyard when I was in high school. I mean, a lot of it was, you know, just, like, excuses to make, like, Evil Dead-style fake blood and, you know, axe murder stuff. And we didn't have a lot of friends, so it was usually my buddy murdering himself and just using editing to do it. But plenty of that stuff was pretty cringy, so I don't beat yourself up for writing something cringy when... I mean, you know, hey, you know, you took it off, but... And maybe there's a germ of something great in there, though. And by the way, sorry if I'm misspelling something. English is not my native language. Oh, that's... Yeah, no, you're doing fine. You are doing absolutely fine. I have completely understood everything. What is your first language, if you don't mind my asking? But yeah, no, your English is great so far. All horror is kind of cringe. I mean, horror is supposed to start picking away at the edges of what's, you know, uncomfortable things. That's where a lot of horror comes from. I mean, The Exorcist? How do you not? Whoo! Oh, cool. Awesome. Spanish? Fantastic. And from Uruguay. Awesome. Very cool. That is awesome. Well, your English is great, so be proud of that. You know more than one language. I'm still working on that fact, and that is what is my forever shame, that I have not yet mastered a second language. Okay. All right. So, well, if you like horror things and things that spook you, Julie the Ghoul, what's your favorite horror movie? Or you, Yisrael, too. Yeah. What are yours? What's your like top 3? Since, you know, I as a film person, when someone's like, "What's your favorite film?" I'm like, that is a deeply hard. That is an impossible question. But yeah, what are your top horror movies? What do you love, and why do you love them? Halloween, Friday the 13th, the Texas Chainsaw... Pulling out Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Okay, all right, I can dig that. I don't know if I'd pick 2 over 1, but 2 is an underappreciated film for sure. And I'm assuming yours is the first Friday the 13th. My personal favorite Friday the 13th was it Jason Lives? It's the one that gets ridiculous. I don't know why. It's the only one that seems to charm me. I could never get into that series as much as the other ones, but yeah, obviously Halloween's one of the best horror films ever made, and honestly one of the best films ever made too. That movie. Yeah, mine is the one with Pam. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yeah, that opening cut. It's my favorite edit. It's one of my favorite edits. It's like, even though it's from Halloween, it's up there with, like, you know, 2001: A Space Odyssey with the bone being thrown in the air and the transition to space. That fucking reveal at the end at the beginning of Halloween gets me every time. Just and he builds it up so well by doing the single shot POV of Mike Myers, and then, like, you know, killing his sister, walking out, and then just that cut showing him just in his little Halloween costume and his parents standing there stunned. It's fucking incredible. Such a great... that is mastery of craft right there. It's inspired. It's an inspired moment for sure. Oh, really? You've never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1? I would definitely suggest watching it. One, it's a masterpiece. Toby Hooper did like so much of that film on his own, including the sound design, and is why it has such unique sound design. It doesn't sound like any other movie. And just the way that the violence is so brutally realistic, it's not gratuitous, and he utilizes just... It's definitely a prime example of using your imagination to really, really express the horror. But the biggest reason why it's great is it's essentially hitting on, like, when we talk about, like, baby boomers being, like, boomers and stuff, you know, and the internet's like, you know, fuck baby boomers. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is kind of the first movie to do that, except for it was shitting on baby boomers when they were, like, a bunch of, you know, when they were, like, still in college. Because the whole film is about class. It's all about class. And just these kind of, like, entitled white kids driving out to the fucking boonies where everything's poor and they don't understand, and they literally just start walking into people's houses. You're like, why would you do that? Because it's this intense sense of entitlement. And then of course they, you know, like, all right, well, and then they get trapped there. So that is great. I definitely would suggest watching it if you get a chance. You could just watch it and be like, yeah, dude, it's great, but 2's much more charming. I mean, you know, I acknowledge that Terminator 2 is a better made film, but I still like the Terminator better. So it's totally fine. You like what you like, man. Don't be ashamed of it. It's cool. My favorite horror movies, I like The Slayers. Okay. Yep. So you like the Friday the 13th, Halloween and stuff. But I have a masochist thing with gore and shocking, or is that choking movies? I hate them, but I can't help but watch them. Okay. Interesting. Masochist thing. Ooh, yeah. I can't do gore porn. Gore porn is not my cup of tea. There's a few, like, if they're cartoony and silly, I can watch them, but I am just not into the gory, torture-y stuff. Okay, Saw. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I mean, so it makes sense you would like the slashers. The slashers would be right up your alley. And that's kind of the interesting thing. So it's interesting that, like, I'm writing this script because it's functionally a... Oof. Oh, not that one. That is off the books for me, man. I watched that movie once, and I had to get drunk to watch that movie. I think I made it about 20 minutes into that movie before I went back out to the theater lobby and got a beer and just kept drinking. Ugh, I can't. Nope. I can do Cronenberg. I can do body horror. I cannot do Human Centipede. Yeah, okay. I'm with Julie for sure. For sure. Not that one. I hate that. Yeah, me too. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that movie at all. At all. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was drunk by the time I finished that movie. Ugh, gross. But it's interesting. Like, you know, I'm not. My favorite horror movies are not slashers. I like that. Obviously, I like Halloween. And I like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies a lot. I grew up watching those more than I did like Friday the 13th or anything. I just enjoyed. Like the trippy cinematography, the idea of like dreamscapes and dreamlands and the more surreal, you can kind of go out and do some wackier stuff with it. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do here. I think that's why I'm trying to essentially do a slasher movie that leans into the more like psychedelic cosmic horror stuff. But still, because a lot of horror has to do with, like, you know, what is the nature of evil? At least when you go back to like Halloween, like that's what's so terrifying about Mike Myers, you know, is, you know, it's just this unstoppable. It's mythic, you know. It's a mythic. It's mythologized evil in a mask, running around killing people. You know, separating kind of the more like psychosexual elements that come in slasher movies, since there always tends to be like a little bit of that in there, where they're kind of doing like I almost wouldn't even say it's like moralizing, but there's always a weird sort of sexuality involved in slasher films. A sense of sexuality, at least, like be it punishing sexuality or punishing, or a sort of like sadistic form of catharsis. And that's what the big like thing that I'm writing in this movie is, a big idea of catharsis, but I'm doing it more in the context of like isolation and loneliness from identity construction on the internet. But trying to tell that in a story that's not just people on the internet. Trying to do something else with it. But we get, might as well make, we always make these icons of horror. Might as well try to make it an actual literal religious icon. I thought that might be kind of an interesting idea, which is why it's essentially an Eastern Orthodox monk from space. Body horror and cosmic horror are the scariest horror, yeah. So my favorites by far. Alien is one of my favorite films of all time, and is probably, I think, the perfect horror film. It says so much in such a simple way. It has a deep, deep anti-capitalist message in it. If you start looking at what it's saying about like the company and like its blue collar point of view, it also is a deeply, deeply body horror. It has themes about power and sex, and then of course the unknown, the scale of worlds, and the sort of, it's essentially a tomb raiding movie, but in space. And it's also probably the best designed film ever made. It's just the talent that designed Alien is incredible. You like reading it? Oh, okay. Oh, you like reading urban legends? Okay. There was an entire industry of films in the 90s that were based on trying to make urban legends. But that stuff can be legit. Are you into like what's that stuff called? Like SCP, those sort of things, like Slender Man and all that? I remember when I first moved to California, my buddy and I watched those Slender Man things, and I actually thought there was something. Nothing really ever came out of it, but I was kind of yeah. It's like is it like creepypasta? Isn't that the word for it? Creepypasta. It's like internet urban legends. It's like a whole day, like just weird stories made up on the internet. But you can go read them, and I think there's even a website that pretends like they're, that it's like leaked articles. I think it's called. I know it's called creepypasta, but I think it's SCP is like the website or something. I might be mistaken. Let me see if I can look it up. Yeah, I like them. They don't have to be. Oh, they don't have to be. Sometimes they're not, but yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, SCP. Thank you, Brian. Sleepaway Camp is kind of brow-bringing, not just for the LGBT plus and community, but the twist. Oh, okay, yeah. So So Sleepaway Camp, I am 100%. I'm 100% in the boat with you. It may not be the most tactful. It might not be the most tactful, at least today, when it comes to the like LGBT, but it does acknowledge it in a way that's, I don't think it's quite as shitty as like other things, like some of De Palma's movies, particularly when it gets to like trans stuff. But like like that fucking twist at the end, that shock at the end is it's hard to beat that end that end shot, man, from Sleepaway Camp is pretty incredible. It really is. I have a fond. I do. It is groundbreaking. You're not wrong. It's may not. Another movie that's like that I think didn't necessarily age the best, but it's still pretty groundbreaking and interesting is William Friedkin's Cruising. Cruising's a really good movie. Like another one that also deals with the LGBT community, but there's a great part in the commentary where you hear Friedkin go, I don't think this is the best thing for gay people, but it's a really fascinating movie. And it's also great to just watch Al Pacino hang around in like intense gay clubs in the 80s. But there's a really fascinating, kind of creepy story about that movie, though. If you don't know, because William Friedkin made The Exorcist, and if you've seen The Exorcist, the lab tech when they're doing like all the like experiments on or not experiments, but they're doing all the tests on Linda Blair. The lab tech in that movie turns out that he was, I can't remember if he was a serial killer or he ended up murdering a bunch of people, and they like their bodies kept winding up in Hudson Bay, like out in New York, and William Friedkin was like tracking that mystery, and he was like, oh, this is really fascinating, like there's these bodies parts showing up and I kind of want to make a movie about it. And that movie eventually became Cruising. And it turns out that later on he found out when they found the guy who was doing all those murders was an extra in his movie The Exorcist. So wild, insane coincidence about that. There's a great bit in the Cruising commentary where William Friedkin talks about that. It's just insane. Like, can you imagine that? Finding out like a background act, like a dude who was a lab tech in your movie was actually the subject that inspired your next movie without you realizing it, and also just a psycho. I don't know. Crazy stuff. Wild stuff. That's a tangent, though. Anyway. All right. Yeah, okay, yeah, SCP. I don't know if that's up your alley at all, Julie the Ghoul, SCP, but you might find it interesting. It's literally just internet urban legends. I think there was a podcast I was listening to for a while called the Magnus Archives that was kind of like that too. It was kind of like sequential. Each episode had its own creepy story, but eventually had a big overarching like narrative. It's like really good radio stuff. All right. Well, I'm going to head back in. I'll probably start the clock, but we don't need to really observe it if people are chatty. I don't mind talking. Bam. All right. I recently found the anthology horror, like the Mandela catalog. Anthology horror like the Mandela. That thing makes me so uncomfortable, more like some horror movies. Oh, okay. What was it called? The Mandela catalog? Makes you so uncomfortable more than a horror movie. Oh, it's on YouTube. Let's see. Oh, yep. Okay. So this is 100%. This is 100% like. Okay. Yeah. So it's like old videos. Oh, this is cool. Okay. Oh man. All right. Alex Kister. Mandela Catalog, Volume 1. Oh, this is cool. Okay. I'll follow this. I'll watch some of this stuff. This looks fun. Yeah, I think if you do get a chance, maybe check out SCP. You might... I get a vibe from this that it's not YouTube, it's not videos, it's all reading, but it might be up your alley. Because this definitely has, like, kind of weird SCP vibes. A little bit, just from seeing the page. Cool. Well, thank you for that. I'll check that out. I had never heard of the Mandela catalog, but it looks interesting, and I like the old VHS vibe. Growing up in that era, that's my jam. I enjoy it. Ba, ba, ba. Do, do, do. also gives me things to watch. All right. Hear my very large orange cat screaming in the background, I'm sure. Buddy. let's move over to some. Try to move over to some droney shit. Make it a little bit more creepy mood. Kind of Carpenter-esque creepy moods. There we go. Okay, there we go. I don't know if everybody can hear that. I keep forgetting that it's Memorial Day, so my neighborhood is exploding with fireworks. Hopefully no fires. There was that one time. Just went out on the balcony and saw that the neighbor's yard was on fire. I was like, oh, that's great. Great, that's what we need. Lots of fires. Oh, we got 5-minute break. 5-minute break. All right. Okay. Well, the one thing that frustrates me about this program is I can't get adequate page counts, because I can tell you right now that this is more than 8 pages. I don't know why I keep saying it's 8 pages, but it's definitely more than 8 pages. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. It just feels longer. Oh, wait. All right. Okay. 4 minutes. Okay. So we're supposed to break, so I'm going to go stand up, have some chocolate, because chocolate's important, and I will be right back. Oh, okay. All right. Now we're back. Still got a minute left in our break, which just means more chocolate. More chocolate. Support healthy lifestyles on this stream. Now we need some getting ready to go to a punk show. So now we need like actual punk. I still have no idea how like actual rights works on this platform. Like what music I'm allowed to play and not allowed to play. So I usually make my own writing playlists. Yes, thank you for reminding me that my break is over. Because I obviously use a lot of licensed music, but some of this like free stream stuff isn't too bad, but when you want like when you have a specific song in mind, particularly trying to harken back to like 2008, I was thinking of like Gogo Bordello or something like that, which is a lot of the stuff that the people I knew back then we were all listening to. It was kind of, you know, worldly punk. But like, imagine this probably would be, if we want to make it more horror movie-esque, like the Misfits, or like some Misfits knockoff punk band here. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Well, let's start with the punk show. I remember them. Yep. Gogo Bordello. I was really into that. I remember it was one of the few big shows that I saw live in. There was a tiny theater where I went to school. I went to school in Fort Collins, and they had a very small music venue. I think it was called the Aggie. I think it's what it was called. And it was kind of wild that Gogo Bordello was like kind of a big name for a band to play there, but one of the a lot of good music came through that small town, mainly because I think the guitarists for the Descendants had a recording studio up there. So that was one of the big like shows, and it was fun because it's in a tiny venue, so you get to like get thrown on. I got thrown on stage. I got to drink with the lead singer. It was pretty wild. They just hung out and drank and partied. It was a good time. Those guys were cool. All right. That's amazing. Yeah. It's definitely one of my favorite like band memories, like or shows, like memories of a show was that show. It's always a good time when you get like the band's not super big. Like there was still like clearly like 100 people or 150 people there, but they're chill enough to just like, I don't know, drink with you and play music, and you just kind of hang out and get smashed. It's a good time. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time at that show. All right. Do my best Jabba impression. Ooh. That part in Return of the Jedi is always my favorite, where it's like it's just his eyes are going like 9 different directions when he wakes up, and like you could just tell that all these like half passed out people trying to puppet that fucking thing, because when he wakes up his eyes are all over the place. Like it doesn't make any sense. I think it's because they had like 2 different people articulating the irises. They had like the blinky thing, like the actual eyelids by another person. So like it was clearly when he wakes up and he's like, whoa, like it comes to, he looks like he's like coming out of like a stroke or something, or like he just, I don't know. It's like almost like a cartoon character. Anyway, just infinitely funny puppets. All right. Okie doke. We will start up our timer here. Someday I'm going to make a goddamn puppet movie. It's going to happen. I have an obsession with puppets. They make me laugh uncontrollably. Someday I will do puppets. All right. And the clock counts. And it goes, reminding us that we will all one day die. What the fuck was that? break time. All right. All right. How do we make this casual? It's making it casual, but showing that these two are into each other, or at least seem like they're growing closer, perhaps inappropriately so. As the show gets started. How long are we already? All right. Trying to get there. Slowly build to the first, to Kyle murder. That's really what we're getting at, is building, trying to build tension and get to the Kyle murder. But now we're still kind of just introducing characters. We've got the uncanny. It's fine for things to be a little bit slower early, but you don't want to drag it too long. It's a hard balance. Hard balance having characters be characters and in their character modes, but also, horror movies move fast. Speaking of Halloween, man, do a time breakdown of Halloween. That movie moves like an action film. It's fast. It doesn't feel like it when you watch it, but it's... I think the longest scene in that movie is maybe a minute and a half, excluding the opening. The opening when he kills the sister as the one shot. I think the longest scene in Halloween is maybe a minute. That thing moves, and it moves fast. So that's the thing with slasher films. They're quick. They're unrelenting. Wonder if I can... Pretty sure I still can... During our break, look at the screenplay. It's always good. It's probably, I'd say, would you think that there's, what is the last great slasher film? Like unique, outside of like sequels or remakes or things like that? Because that's kind of, I'm trying to think if there has been a great slasher film since the original Scream that really like did something interesting and new and like really had the impact that like something like Friday the 13th or I might be completely forgetting something more recent, but for whatever reason that's the vibe I get. I feel like Scream is the last big one, but I could be wrong. Let's see what we have. Fade in on a ringing telephone. A hand reaches for it, bringing the receiver up to the face of Casey Becker, a young girl no more than 16. A friendly face with innocent eyes. Drew Barrymore. Hello? Hello? Silence. Yes, who is this? Who are you trying to reach? Yeah, you'd say so too? It's very possible I'm just missing a thing, but I feel like that was the last iconic. Because there were all those, like, in the 90s, there were all those, the sort of urban legend kind of horror films like I Know What You Did Last Summer and stuff like that, but I don't feel like anything really hit with a punch. Nothing never spawned the number of sequels that Scream did. I mean, Scream was definitely the most recent and probably the last big franchise. Outside of, actually, you know what? Outside of Saw. But Saw's not a slasher movie. It's like gore. But that was probably Saw was probably the next big, like, quote-unquote evolution in big franchise horror films that weren't just directly remakes. I guess you could argue those Conjuring movies, although I'm not a fan of those. But in terms of slashers, I definitely say Scream. And Scream's great too. It's a fantastic film. She hangs up the phone. The camera pulls back to see they write fucking camera directions in here. Goddamn screenwriters always telling you can't do that shit. You can't. No, there's just like rules there's like advice. There's no hard and fast rules. You can definitely tell I write too much text though, because look how sparse this is. It's how sparse compared to all the fucking bullshit I write. It's also because I'm trying to describe weird imagery. That's what happens when you try to do like certain psychedelic things. You can get, I don't know, it's dense. I know I write dense. I know. It's a problem. It's a problem I probably never will fully grow out of. You just try to limit it as much as humanly possible. I also like having relatively robust character descriptions because I feel like that helps cast it. That gets actors and talent. If you have a really good character description, not just their arc in the story, but if you have a good solid, like, can sum up the characters in a nice but interesting way, you're more likely to find like interesting, like, people that'll pique curiosity a little bit. It's a good way to get talent. Let's see here. Casey stands in front of a sliding glass door. It's pitch black outside. Bing! And it's telling me to get the fuck back to work. You lazy son of a bitch. Alright. What time is it right now? That's what happens when I start a stream so late. Slowly just start babbling incoherently to myself. That's what I'll do. Can you imagine trying to... I know everybody on Twitch does like 24-hour streams. Imagine trying to do a 24-hour writing stream. That would be nuts. You just watch someone devolve and it just becomes stream of consciousness nonsense. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that can do it. I am not one of them. And like actually maintain being coherent. But yeah, goddamn. The movie trivia. Yeah, that whole opening scene. Wild. Woo! Fireworks away. Memorial Day fireworks. Yeah, shit. 17 fucking pages, man. Although, yeah, it's a 106 page script. That whole opening, that opening scene on screen, it's a pretty robust. I wonder what the actual time is that. I could probably watch the beginning of stream and actually see if that lines up page to minute. Because it's pretty good. You don't even get your main character introduction till close to 20 pages. Although I think they are pretty short. Let's see, 25. Okay, well. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, well. Back at it, I suppose. Stop dilly-dallying around and get to work. Alright. Alright, well. feel free to chat if you're all feeling chatty, but if you're working on stuff, hope the writing goes well. Or whatever creative endeavor you're doing. music ended. My God. The silence. That aching silence is unbearable. Alright. So let's go back to a little bit of upbeat music. Got some creepy drones. I need to add more music to these playlists. Okay. And that's the break. As we get into deep philosophical D&D conversations and how deep we even want them to go. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Well, it's almost 10 here. Let's see. It's probably a short stream, but let's go and save you for now. All right, we'll go ahead and take a 15-minute breaker. I'll be back in 15 minutes and figure out if we want to keep writing, or I might actually boot up a game. We'll see. But we'll be back shortly. I'm just going to step out for a short bit. See you all in a bit. Okay, and we're back. I think we're gonna go ahead and probably wrap up the writing side of things here and go have a wind down drink and I guess play some World of Horror or something. Just chill, wind down. Oof. Perfectly timed, right at the end of the 15-minute break. How about that? I actually timed it. Timed it properly this time. All right. Cool. Let me see. Save you. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Kabam. Probably do some... All right. Pause the music. Okay. I think hopefully games. I think the game screen should still. Aha! It still works. I love that. Makes me so happy. Woo! What at that? All right, cool. All right. Usually we did random on these, but I think now we're just gonna go ahead and do. Ooh, spooky, spooky horror. All right. I do love this shit. We want 2-bit. Not yet, we don't want 2-bit. All right. All right, I guess all that stuff is still unlockable. I wonder if these are actually, if I actually need to unlock these, or... World of Horror Extended A. Unlock while playing. Extended B, C. Okay. I wonder what that is. Okay. So yeah, we have more students. Base game and unlock. Okay. I don't have a ton. See what we got here. It's been a while since I've watched some really good like J-horror films. I should probably get back into watching some of those. One of the sad things is like anime, particularly like I wish there was more stuff in the art style like this. The Junji Ito. I know they're doing Uzumaki. I think Crunchyroll and Adult Swim are doing Uzumaki, but I definitely wish there was better horror in anime. There's just not a lot, and maybe it's stylistically. I think they could do it. I definitely think it's possible. It's just I think they tend to not, for whatever reason. Although there is a great one which it goes against all the rules of like how you would traditionally make a horror anime with Mononoke, because it's all like bright colors and highly stylized animation, almost like paper cutout style. It's really good. It's a really great horror anime. You wouldn't expect it from the way it looks. What's all this stuff? Okay. The world. Medical. Extra. Oh, okay. You just start with extra stuff. Okay, cool. I think these are just the swimming team captain. Oh, Yakuza driver. Cool. Oh, man. Guys, we can be... Guys and gals and everybody, we can be... an idol. We all know We all know that that's going to end well. Do it. All right. All right. Okay, we got to be a teen idol. Mizuki Hamasaki. What a strange world we live in, where stopping an ancient evil is the easiest way of boosting your career. That's how you're going to be the #1 idol. Stop Cthulhu. Timeline A. Use character exclusive perker. You're learning so much, right? I mean, in the Call of Cthulhu story, it is a Norwegian sea captain who's able to stop Cthulhu by just driving a boat into him and going insane. I mean, maybe it could be like, you know, Macross or something. You just sing a song at Cthulhu in this, like, epic way. You're just singing, you know, a big old J-pop song, and Cthulhu's like, I can't deal with this. I'm going back to sleep. Let's see here. Let's see. Timeline A. Timeline choice determines the choice of available additional actions and changes both mysteries and endings. Every year, our city is visited by hundreds of tourists. And okay, so timeline. Occult capital of Japan. Have I done that? I don't know if I've done timeline B. I actually don't even know what that changes. All right, let's try this. Use character exclusive. Use all unlocked per cards. Okay, that's fine. Prioritize. Okay. Oh, okay, that might make sense. Okay. An even chance of encountering all... Keep the content new. Prioritize new content. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Wait. If it says prioritize new content, that's what I want to have it set at. Yeah, okay. Right? Yes. Item statistics randomization. Okay. Oh, classic mode. Old gods are awakening. Your only chance of survival is solving 5 different mysteries. End of the world is at hand. Okay. All right. What we got here? What is this? All right. Oh, okay. These are modes. Okay. Classic mode. Endless mode. I love this. Endless mode. It's hopeless. You can't stop the old gods. How appropriately Lovecraftian. Oh, that one's fine. Have you done endless mode? Yeah, of course you have. In this mode, there are no mysteries to solve. Earn points by surviving an endless stream of encounters. Oh, that sounds brutal. Classic mode. Okay. Solving 5 different. What's this? Scenario mode. Short adventures set during the events of classic mode. Oh, interesting. Okay. So is that like... Oh, that says coming soon, so I probably can't. Okay, so I guess I'm assuming... Yeah, that's coming soon, so... Okay, so we'll do this. Yeah, yes. The slow build of this game. At least we got an update not too long ago. Somewhere a group of people gathers, trying to awaken their master. Select the old god and click again to confirm. Okay, so we still only got 4. Okay, I've done Spider. I think I've done Devouring Fire. Yeah, that's Azathoth, the Devouring Eye. Oh, and Goizo. Yeah, so we've done all these. I've done all these ones. Okay. I don't know if I've beat each one. I just like Goizo. Like the weird mirror god. Banished to the other dimension a long time ago, Goizo has found a way to use mirrors to ensnare and teleport its prey straight through the glass. And the glimpse behind your reflections are just the beginning of the real nightmare. Okay, what about the Devouring Fire? This supposed cause of destruction of this supposedly caused the destruction of the Library of Alexandria. A perfect black marble statue that has been recently discovered is currently waiting in the Museum of Ooh for a long-awaited premiere. That could be fun. I mean, we've done Spider. That one's fun. Yeah. That's the outer. That's Azathoth. Ooh, the Museum of Ooh. Feels like a dark Lovecraftian Dr. Seuss. Well, you can find the spooky god in the Museum of Ooh. Old god, both you and enemies deal extra damage. Okay. Backstory world. Okay, cool. I'm a fucking idol. God damn it. My ally. I like how. Okay, I only have one fan. I'm an idol. I'm cute. And I am glorious. But I only have one fan. I have a fan. And that is an architecture student. Which is kind of odd. I'm probably not the most popular idol if my one fan is an architecture student. I must make very, very mathematically apt pop songs. Talk. She smiles faintly. It's like she's perpetually winking at me. Like she's I think is she hitting on me? These angles don't make sense. Your niche. Mm-hmm. Thanks. The sparkles make that feel so much better. Yes. All right. All right. At least I'm not Min-Mei, where I'm just overly excited about shiny things. Okay. Let's see. Items. What do I got? Nothing. Weapons. I don't need a weapon. Bitches, my weapon's a microphone. Alright. Cool. Ooh, I like that. I like the person, like, walking on a... Let's see how far that gets. It's gonna get me super far, okay? I want there to be a... Now I want that. I'm gonna write a letter to the dev of this game and be like, I want a microphone as a weapon. I want to be... Particularly if you are the idol. I want to be able to sing to the ghosts and ghouls and goblins. My mailbox is not empty. There's clearly a fucking gremlin in there. Give me. Ow. Give me. Look how confident I am. I'm super confident. Look at those sassy hips. I got sassy hips. That's right. It's outside. Oh, that's just my normal stalker. That's fine. Ooh, mega merc. Did I just change my outfit? That's right. That is right. Let's see. What's the outfit? Oh, I do like the kind of like I'm an idol, but I'm into the occult. Whoa, what? Dope. Yes, no, upside down Illuminati pyramid and star, which I am. Which as an idol, I am a star. Ooh, I mean, I do like the skeleton outfit, and I also like the just I'm a cool occult person. Let's see here. Let's go. Yeah, that's a good outfit. I dig that. Or skeleton. I don't know. A skeleton. I don't know. Skeleton or kind of hip occultist. Yeah, we'll go skeleton. We'll go skeleton. It's Halloween. We'll make it a Halloween game. Do I have like a little toy? I think I have a little toy model there. All right. No, that's not my oh, I just have a different outfit. Okay. All right. Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing your town for some time now. You're marking down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries. Okay. What we got? An alarming account of abnormal arms. It sounds vaguely familiar, so we'll try that. I think I might have done this. Maybe not, though. I remember when it started. The woman next door was strangled to death in her bed, with no sign of forced entry. The killer was never found, and the apartment remained vacant. Alright. Creepy. Ba-ba-ba-ba. The door to her apartment was closed, and she lived alone. What other ways in are there? Maybe you can get in, or maybe you can get the apartment plan to compare with other flats. Alright. Alright. Abnormal anatomy. Investigate the hospital location twice to complete this quest. Cool. Alright. We can cost doom. Oh, cool. I have an option to rest. That's useful. Alright, cool. Someday, I hope there's one where you get to investigate your own home. Alright. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Can also shop for items. I am a pop star. I do like to shop for items. But we'll go do some investigating before we go. We go get... Old friend! You're presently surprised to meet your old friend while waiting for a train. She's undoubtedly changed a lot since you've last seen her. These days, she's moderating a web forum dedicated to the paranormal. Maybe she knows something useful. Let's go for a coffee. Let's go for a coffee. Mine is fun. Oh, I got some XP for that. In between conspiracy theories and Bigfoot sightings, you hear a worrying rumor about an old god slowly awakening to rule the earth once again. Could this be the reason for recent horrific events? No. Yeah, right? No. I'm pretty sure whatever god they're talking about that's slowly waking up has nothing to do with what I'm doing. Completely independent. No. Absolutely not. The apartment is on the 3rd floor. How dare you? The old god, it would be funny if you get to that old god. It's like, that was a different old god, and we don't talk, and how dare you associate me with that god? What's his face is only here to help? Yeah, exactly, right? This is actually what we're about to get is the Frenzied Flame ending from Elden Ring. That's really what we're building up to. The apartment is on the 3rd floor. There is no way somebody used the window to escape the murder scene. Alright. How about that? Let's go to the apartments. Let's investigate the apartment. Oh man, I should have clicked neighbor. Damn it. Oh well. Pillar of Flame! A sudden blast of heat grabs your attention. An older man standing next to you screams in pain as he's engulfed in fire from seemingly nowhere. Holy, that's fucking horrifying. Holy shit. As other people start to panic and help the burn victim, you spot a hooded woman standing in the distance. When she sees you, she starts to run. You can't shake off the feeling that you were the target of this supernatural attack. That's just my arch rival and fellow pop star. Really? I've got a good dex. Come on now. Come on now. Why can't this happen to me? You just want to suddenly burst into flame? I mean, it would be epic if that just suddenly happened. I mean, I can't argue with that. It's at least dramatic. The hooded woman disappears behind a corner, and when you get there, she's gone, already mixed with the crowd. They failed to stop you today, but you're sure they'll try again and again. Oh no. Which is my very essence. I am of fire. I am of glamour and fire. Yeah, oh, you meant the drama. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, that's okay. Yeah. You notice the odd placement of ventilation shafts. They seem too small for anyone to crawl through, though. Yeah, that's not good. But also the fire, yeah. Yeah, let's go talk to our neighbor. Hey, what's up? Oh, no. Oh, is that who I think it is? You knock on your friend's door and wait. I'm really busy today. Let's hang out some other time. I know who you are. You're insane and obsessed with weird eels. It's Kana. I feel betrayed. I can't. She said she was busy. I can't take her. I feel really bring her. Take her. Take her. All right, we'll come back. We'll come back and try to get Kana to come with us. I promise. I promise, Brian. I will do so. Loud knocking wakes you up in the middle of the night. Open up! Open up! Shouts the deep voice from behind the door. I know you're there. Get closer to the door and ask what's the matter. Call the police. I feel like if I was a pop star or an idol, I would probably call the police. But I feel like we're kind of weird. Yeah, I feel like we're a weirdo. We're kind of weird. We like to dress up in skeleton outfits. Dexterity check success. Oh man, creepy eye. Before you can answer, the door's letterbox suddenly opens. An unknown invader tries to look inside. Luckily, you manage to stand still. After a couple of minutes, the man retreats, probably unsure if you're home at all. I got more +5 XP for that, but oh. It's just another... See, I feel like if you actually were an idol, you'd be like, yeah, this is normal. This is normal. Everyone's a creep. You should interview the neighbors. Maybe you'll discover something the police missed. Let me go talk to the neighbor again. God damn it, Kana! Come with me! Ah. I feel so betrayed by her not wanting to hang out. When you play her scenario and she is so goddamn gung-ho for that stuff, and now she's like, you know what, she's busy. She's busy doing the eel shit. You're gonna lose your eye, Kana. She's busy, probably breaking into another that's exactly what she's busy doing. A woman jumps out of her apartment covered in gore. Between sobs, she tries to explain what happened. She was taking a shower when suddenly the shower head started to spray blood. A trail of blood leads into the dark apartment. Do we check the bathroom? We can calm her down. Yeah, it's this lady. We've encountered... This is just par for the course when it comes to hunting down these old gods. Someone always gets covered in blood in the shower. Part of me wants to check the bathroom. Usually I'd calm her down, but... Yeah, I mean, calm her down's probably going to be better, but... Yeah. Fuck it. I'm going to go check the bathroom. Ah! My knowledge check. You don't find anything. Ugh. How dare you? How dare you suggest... What? Why that? Why is there just... Oh, that makes sense. Okay, at first I was like, why is there... Get shit on? One neighbor is complaining about her underwear missing. I see that you're just... There's just boobs there now. Alright, we're just gonna keep investigating the apartments. We're going into the lobby. An unfinished painting. While looking around the ransacked room of your recently deceased friend, you discover a half-finished painting of a woman. Her skin, a ghastly pale yellow color. The scene is disturbing. You struggle to look at it. Ah! How did I fail a charisma check? That is my best stat. I'm an idol, goddammit. I feel like everyone's being mean to me. It's alright. I'm being unfairly punished for being an idol. Intimidated by the unsettling painting, you're haunted by nightmares. Second neighbor is complaining about weird noises. Noises coming from the vents when she's at home. That's true. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's my reality check. I only have one fan. Kana, I need you to stop being a bitch and come be my buddy. I need you... Why are you doing this? It's gonna be the whole game. Or maybe... You know what I bet it is? I bet it's as long as you're doing... Maybe I can try again on the next mystery, maybe? I'm wondering if it'll only let me do that. It'll only let me do that. Now, what happens? Should I go investigate the hospital? It's gonna crank the doom up. But it gives us this, let's investigate that. Yeah, let's see if we can get some extra items for it. While taking an elevator, you get a terrible feeling as if something bad is about to happen. That's this whole game. Oh, God. I'm just failing checks left and right. Why does this game hate pop idols? Elevator doors open, revealing a black mass of eyes and teeth pouring into the elevator, biting and suffocating you. Later, you wake up in a doctor's office. A nurse discovered you lying unconscious on the floor. -3 reason. I'm just getting the shit kicked out of me. God damn it. I didn't finish that last comment. Well, now we see what happens when we tried to be exploratory, all right? We tried to go explore some things, and we got devoured by mouths and eyes. Mr. Ooh, your neighbor is a horror manga artist. Hey, it's Junji Ito. He's struggling to come up with a satisfying ending to his newest story. What's that picture? Let him come up with his own stuff. Let me share my experience. I'm minus XP. Good lord. Incredible, he shouts in excitement. How do you come up with this stuff? Sensing the story will be a huge hit, he pays you a token of appreciation. All right, so I got money. Does he? Oh, yes, this is Ooh's museum. All right, we're going to go back to the hospital. I feel like something good's got to happen at the hospital, right? There. Oh, you just... Nothing good comes from anywhere. You're stopped by a masked man wearing a lab coat. Certainly not from the hospital. You're stopped by a masked man wearing a lab coat. He introduces himself as a researcher from Tokyo University, testing a new treatment method that would revolutionize modern medicine. Holding out a pile of documents, he tells you he can heal your wounds for free. You just need to sign here. Yeah, I bet you can. Uh-huh. Well, apparently, because I keep failing my no skill, I'm just gonna go ahead and be like, well, of course. He broke my nose. Oh, no. Oh, of course. Resting is less effective. Luck, Cho. What is my luck? What the fuck is my luck? Good lord. Well, later you wake up in an abandoned surgical ward in the old part of the hospital with a nasty new wound. The doctor is nowhere to be seen. Good lord. Anatomical Museum Archive displays a specimen with elongated arms and jellified bones. What? -1 reason. What did that do for me? What? Yeah, that was worth it. What the? Look at my little broken nose. Look at my poor broken nose. Ugh. All right. Well. And you want to know what? I bet if I tried to go ask Kana for help, she'd tell me she's fucking busy. Starting to realize free rhinoplasty. Starting to realize that when you're an idol, you don't have any real friends. Scorching sun. A heat wave continues with record temperatures. Oh, -2 stamina. What do you... Just... Everyone is... Yeah, clearly. Clearly, every single... Everyone is a fiend. And eventually, they will be mine. Every room is connected by vents coming from the unused boiler room. Could it be? Well, let's go investigate the boiler room. Nothing bad ever happened. Oh my god, there's a giant spindly arm. You enter the dark boiler room and trip over the pipe. Yeah, you would love boiler rooms, Brian. You enter the dark boiler room and trip over the pipe. How did... I do dare. I dare. Cursing, you find a light switch and gasp in horror. It's not a pipe at all. It's a long, rubbery arm coiling around the room and ending in a ventilation shaft. Coming closer, you can smell something vile and rotten. Wonder what the other option is, like what conditions you have to meet. You cautiously crawl inside the vent, determined to solve this macabre mystery. Nothing could prepare you for the source of the skittering sound getting louder and closer. It's always a pipe. How dare... Whoa! What the fuck? Of course there's a centipede coming out of its mouth. The vent crawler. Where's my microphone? Fill the combat sequence. Okay. What do we got here? I don't really have any ritual items. That's probably not going to help with this guy. No, I have no weapons. I only have a broken nose. What? I dodged. Damn it. I think this game has something against, oh wait, we need to add a bonus to this, since I'm gonna miss. Oof. Ooh, this might not go so hot. Okay. Ow. He does a lot of stamina damage. I think I'm going to walk away with this with one... Yep, I'm going to walk away with this with one stamina. Oh my god. Well, I only need to hit him once. Ooh. Ooh. Use your power as an idol. Yeah, where's my magical girl power? Where do I get to, like, pull out my staff and bring, you know, love and justice from the moon and shit? Like, what the fuck is this? It's not, well, you're right. It's not, isn't it like a, it's a compact. Well, yeah, she's got the compact, but there's, she has the little, she's got a little, like, isn't it, what do you call it? It's a staff, isn't it? It's like a little, or a power, or a rod, I guess, technically. She has a little thing. It's not just the compact thing. It's not just the little thing that opens. She's got a little wand thing. Oh, eventually, yeah. After the police have arrived, the whole building was searched. Following the disgusting body, the detectives enter one of the flats. Inside the slimy lair, there were countless giant semi-transparent eggs. When broken, they revealed a horrible centipede-human fetus hybrids. Oh. That's unfortunate. You are questioned thoroughly while the government people dressed up like the gas company to clean up the apartment. You are eventually released, but you can swear that at night you still hear the faint skittering sounds coming from the vents. I got ending B. Skittering sounds. They missed one. Of course they missed one. Ugh. -3 Doom. That's good. I mean, I'm pretty fucked up. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one either. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's brutal. It's good. The whole town stopped receiving any outside signal. Oh no, I can't watch television anymore. How will anyone see my shows? Take the key. All right. Let's go take a bath. Even though it's gonna ruin our healing. All right. What did that actually give me? It got me up to 4. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. And I can't... It doesn't let me get the bottle. Yep. I can't get the bottle. All right. Can I switch the light off? Weird. Nothing happens. Oh, no. Better than nothing. Indeed. Let's look outside. Oh, okay. You know, that's normal. All right, let's go take a look. We're gonna level next time, so we can at least like put a little bit into our stamina, hopefully, if we survive long enough. Freaky feature of found footage. I don't think I've done that one. Rotten report of Rains. I've done that one. Rancid Raw. Far Out Fable of a Fear Festival, I think I've done. And the Coma one I've done, but I don't think I've done Freaky Found Free. The first one? This first one? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've done the other ones. I don't know if I've done this one. This is gonna have mad pulse vibes for sure, which will be fun. Is that correct? Sorry, I was trying to read it. At least the hiragana. 3 students disappeared in the process of making a documentary about the local folklore. Maybe you'll find a clue about their last known whereabouts in the school newspaper. You'll find a clue. Investigate the mansion location twice to complete this quest. Alright. Alright, cool. Let's investigate the apartments. You hear rustling on the other side of your apartment door. Somebody is trying to get in. Whoa! Out of nowhere, what? Come on. Oh, we're gonna die. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, we're not gonna make it. We are not. We just got to start this episode, everybody. Because I don't think there's any way I'm gonna be able to kill this thing. Okay. It's 25 HP. That's a lot. I don't have a... I mean, I guess I could use the ally. Alright, we'll try to distract. Oh, boy. Oh! Oh, and I got a concussion. I'm not gonna take another hit like that. Did my ally, do anything? He designed a lovely garden for you. Come look at the garden. That's dark as shit. Alright, well, I get faster. Okay, so I think it did work. I still only get... Ah, shit. Ew, this is no bueno. I missed? Ugh. Uh-oh. This is probably the end of it. I will die at the beginning of the next encounter. Oh. Oh, can I level? I have -5 stamina. And I got a baseball bat. Oh, I'm dead. I didn't even get time to level. Hey, I killed the dude. Resisting the unknown horror has taken its toll on your health. Weakened, you finally succumb to your injuries alone. As the dust settles upon your opening eyes, reality starts to crumble. Oh, that's fucked up. Woo! I got a new achievement, though. That's cool. Well, there we go, everybody. It was a short one tonight. Well, like that idol, I'm gonna go get buried in a garden. But I think we will call it there since it's almost 11 my time. Please don't. All right, everybody. Let me see here. Where am I at? All right, cool. All right, well,
thanks for joining for all that have been watching, and I will see you all later. Probably next week, not this week, because I have 2 weddings to go to. It's going to be a hectic week. So I will see you all on Tuesday. Thank you so much, Brian. And for everybody else, thanks for watching and tuning in. And I can't wait to hear about what you're all writing and working on next time. Alrighty. Adios, folks. Take care.